Gemini, happy new moon in Aries happening on the 5th of April. Happy April. So make sure you watch the new moon video that I have uploaded, and I'm laying out the cards this way for April. I'm messing with 2 other card decks, money and the law of attraction cards. And then I'm going to pull, I should move it right here. Oops. The psychic tarot for the heart. Okay, love it. Because March I experienced, enough people dying. And if it wasn't someone I personally knew, it was someone, someone else that I know. And yeah, so it's like, woo, let's work on the heart chakra. And the meditation I'm doing in town where I live is about the heart chakra, one that I just did, and then the new moon for tomorrow is about healing a broken heart. Okay, so either way, it doesn't matter how close you were to a person, it's still realizing how fragile life is. And I was feeling that all of, you might want to pull up the door because I'm doing a video. You realize how fragile life is. I'm going to pause this. Give me 1 second. So, like I was saying, you realize how fragile life is, and how precious your life is. And you even if you knew that already, it's just recognizing that you can't worry about what other people think and blah, blah, blah. Everyone's life is hard in some way, and we're all fighting ourselves, and we should try to make ourselves better. So, Gem, yeah, that's what I got to say. Okay, so I laid out all the cards, and I'm just going to give a read, okay? So hopefully you guys can see all of it. Okay, so the main message is about how can you really activate your fire, okay? And whether you're male or female, this month is calling on a masculine energy in you getting stuff done, like really firing up that solar plexus chakra, right? It's like, how can I get things done and really lead myself? Okay. And looking at all the cards, your main goal is overcoming your fears, loving yourself and overcoming your fears. Okay. So that's the biggest message. So realize that things are going to move fast. So you really got to utilize your time wisely, Gemini, for April. And as always, all these readings is for your birth sign, Gemini, North Node, rising sign, and your moon sign is in Gemini in your birth chart. This is for you, okay? So what you want to remember to keep you strong and focused and grounded is that things end, relationship ends. Sometimes you're with a person for a season, friendship or relationship, whatever. You're there and you learn and you move on and you grow, okay? The past was about you really figuring out, am I going to move forward? Am I going to really go ahead with what I'm planning? Or, am I just going to stay stuck? And you're doing a lot of thinking in your future before you make decisions, which is really wise. So wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, really think things over, but you still have to move forward. And I love this because that's the card right there behind me, right there. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles or coins. So it's all about walking your own prosperity path. I like to think of it along with the star card. Oh, I didn't even realize it was here. The star card is here. Okay, so I like to think of it as the star card as well, where it's saying, hey, we got to move forward here, okay, towards our life purpose. What is your life purpose? Why are you here? Your life is important. I was talking to someone that has a friend that's going through depression and went out and seek help and signed themselves up for help. And I don't know what the story is continuously about, but hopefully that person gets help. And, we got to make sure it's hard, especially when it's people that are our family or that love us, that's not making us feel confident and if they bring us stress. So we really want to uplift ourselves, and we want to make sure that the people we surround ourselves with are going to be that way towards us, right? So we want to see ourselves living our life's purpose and and believing in ourselves, having faith, having hope, and moving ourselves forward, and realizing that, you know, there's some people that will be upset at us. You know, no one's perfect. Sometimes we make mistakes. If the person won't forgive and move forward, okay. If a person mistreats us over and over again, and that's their personality, and they expect to be forgiven all the time, if you can't deal with that, move on. You know, we want to make sure that we are seeing ourselves for who we truly are, and that we can move forward with that vision, and that we really focus on getting to know ourselves. You know, study your birth chart, get to know who you are, why you're here, from that study, from that esoteric study. And, you know, it lines up. Every culture really lives by it to a certain degree. It doesn't control your life, but it offers really excellent guidance. And we are a part of this solar system. We're a part of this universe, and to be connected to it and understand it through numbers and through the language of all of our existence, you know, that offer us more balance and more insight, and to give us more direction to fully enjoy our life. Okay. I don't know where that came from. Okay. So, and we have that strong Venus energy right here in this card for the Empress. Okay. And let me see, where is Venus rocking out? Rocking. Okay. So Venus is in Pisces at this new moon. Okay. Along with Neptune and along with Mercury. So a lot of communication on our intuition, our psychic abilities, as well as nurturing ourselves. Okay. Very, very cool stuff. So the main message for Gemini is to love ourselves, to fight for ourselves, both in beauty, physically and within, and also for our survival monetarily. Okay, because Venus is like the feminine energy of Mars, and also overcoming our fears and our doubts about ourselves. Okay, if it stemmed from a bad experience with someone, we need to heal that and move forward. Okay, so the money and the law of attraction card talks about my what is need not influence my what is becoming. And that's very powerful, because we're talking about not getting stuck in using words that's all about, you know, whatever bad experience you had, or you just had. You want to speak power to your situation. It's being realistic. A lot of times I don't like, well, I never liked any kind of fluffy new age approach to old esoteric things. And I mean, I've always liked to study things, and because I was very inquisitive, but I really started diving into it when I was able to financially, you know, make my own money to buy my own stuff, because my mom wasn't going to buy me those stuff because she wasn't into that. So, you know, it was like I had to buy those stuff myself. And it was like back in 1995, I would start ordering a lot of books on Amazon, and it was all about just all the esoteric books, right, that I could get my hands on. And now there's like a renaissance of study of African gods and goddesses, which I really love, because you didn't see a lot of write up on that back in the mid 90s and early 2000s. And now you can get all of that knowledge that a lot of people were missing. Yeah, and a lot of the things that were done in my culture, I realized how strongly how indigenous it is to the Caribbean and also to Africa. So it's very cool. Okay. So anyway, and other cultures, but that's for another video. But the main point is that we don't want to, back to this, we don't want to get stuck in where we are right now. We want to speak power to what we want to do. And a lot of times, if we don't have that insight from someone that isn't controlled by the world, that can be realistic, but also spiritual, this is a good balance. And we want to know where we are, right? So what I was saying is, where we are right now, if it's bad, we don't want to get stuck in that thought. We want to think, okay, yeah, I can get out of this. And what does that look like? Right? Because if we're going to be, I'm trying to say it in a nice way, if we're going to be really lofty and in like, you know, fairy tale like, and say, oh, you know, just, you can, you know, like something that's, it's not realistic. Like to heal and to be spiritual, it doesn't have to be pretty all the time. You know, it takes a lot of hard work and it takes strength. So it's not like this soft message and it's all this positive. It's like good to be positive, but it can't be positivity all the time. You have to talk about what is wrong so that you can actually let it out, purge it out, and then move forward. That's the point, right? So with that being said, this is nice and everything. It's saying my what is need not influence my what is becoming. Yes, where I am right now is not always. And it doesn't have to influence where I want to go, right? But you still have to recognize where you are. And I don't think that this is saying not recognize where you are, right? We have to recognize where we are so we can move forward, but don't dwell in it, okay? What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continuously regurgitating the story of what is. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow what you are currently living to be the jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you still jump off, but you jump off into more of the same. And you don't want to have the same story all over again, repeating the same cycle, okay? And 46 equals to 6. And 6 is all about, I think what would apply for you guys and see what works for you is it's all about home, family, harmony, nurturing, and idealism, right? So sometimes we got to get rid of certain idealism that we have on how things are supposed to be, because a lot of things are created not to benefit you, not to help you. So you have to decipher what that is and why it works for you. Okay, so heart chakra, okay, the psychic tarot for the heart. I'm not going to go deep into it, but this is definitely a good deck to have in your collection. And it tells you the equivalent tarot. So Gemini, let's see what your message is. It is sacral chakra. How nice is that? So the sacral chakra, and I don't even have to look, sacral chakra energy is water. And the first new moon for the new calendar year, going by the moon calendar in February, was a water sign. I can't remember which water sign it is. You have to look it up. The first new moon in February. But it was a water sign. And that's kind of the energy of this lunar calendar. The energy is number 2. The energy or the element is water. Okay. And how do you love yourself? How do you feel about your body? That's what the sacral chakra is about. It's also about when you connect to a person in relationships. Okay. How do you connect with the person in your relationship? And the scent is very important. I teach this when I teach chakra and meditation. Scent is important. If you don't like the smell of a person, that means that you're not a good match to create children. Facts, spiritually, okay? And if you don't like the scent of the person, they're not a good partner for you. Emotionally, physically, all of that stuff. But especially when it breaks down to the DNA, it's a fact. Trust that for me, okay? And a lot of people believe that, and it turns out to be true, you know? So you don't want to recreate with that person because maybe their DNA was not going to produce the most healthiest child or whatever. So yeah, it's, you know, that's just the teachings. Okay. And the sacral chakra deals with the womb. The womb is water. The fetus, the child grows in liquid, right? So, and it also connects to scent, right? How animals smell and sniff out another animal, and either they want to mate with them or they don't, right? So it's a connectiveness of a physical relationship, a partner. birth, okay, reincarnation and birth, okay. It's the dantian, it's that area, okay, of energy. It connects the upper and the lower body, okay. There's other things in here that I don't feel like I want to share, but it just goes over, you know, what the sacral chakra is. The element is water. That's the most important thing. The color is orange. As you can see on the card, the color is orange. The sound is vam. So if you're going to put your hand at that chakra, you're going to go vam, 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 and have it vibrate through the body. And you're doing it from really from your root, vam, vam. And if you really want to do it, what I teach in meditation, you're pulling in vam, 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 and you can feel it vibrating through the body. Okay, so my yoga channel, you can watch all of those. It's associated with the glands or the organs in the body. For the woman, the ovaries; for the man, the testicles. Okay, the key word is I want. Okay, and it's that sexual attraction to a person too. Okay, so it talks about what the sacral chakra mean. So for Gemini, this month, it's all about, are you planning on recreating life, you know, welcoming life returning to the planet? Are you thinking of your relationship, connecting with your partner? How does that tie into letting go of your fears? Maybe about your body, fears, or just loving yourself more and accepting who you are right now. Okay, so and 2 meaning balance and connecting, you know, with someone else, that communication with another person, finding that balance. Okay, and see what other meanings of 2 that can relate to you in numerology. Okay, so this is your reading for April. Remember to pause and think and move forward. Okay, I think that's really important for your future steps and your future goals. And just remember to really love and take care of your body, yourself, and let go of fear and doubt. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy April.